corners, and you can also move it around by holding the mouse button and dragging it around the stream preview. Since this is my webcam overlay, I'm going to be moving this up into the top left corner and sizing it appropriately. Also, a neat little trick is you can hold down the Alt key on your keyboard and you can crop the sides of the image. So if you want to get it closer positioned in the top left like I do here, you can see I'm holding down Alt and I'm cropping the image so that I can move it closer to the corner. If you right click on the image, you can go down to transform and you can do some transformations such as flipping it horizontally or vertically or rotating the image. It's also worth mentioning here that in the sources window down here, you need to make sure you have things layered on top of each other as you want to see them on stream. So if you see that I put my overlay below my game, it no longer appears on the stream because it's below the game window. So I move it back above and you can see it on top of the game window again. Right, I'm pretty happy with that for now until we add our webcam, but next we're going to be looking at adding text into our stream. So as I'm sure you've guessed by now, you go down to the plus icon again and add text GDI plus. Name it something so that you don't forget what it is, and here you can now select your font, font style, font size and any effects. I really have to stress something here. If you want to make your text bigger or smaller, you should absolutely be coming back into the properties window and changing the font size. You shouldn't be dragging the corner of the text and scaling it to make it bigger, because as you can see here, it starts to look quite pixelated. So to get back to font size, just right click on the text layer, click on properties and you'll be back, and you can then change the font size here. The read from file option allows OBS to take its text input from a separate text file. This is useful for things like now playing bars where you want to show the music's playing from a music player, but this is something that we're going to be covering in a separate specific guide, so make sure you check out the Gaming Careers YouTube channel for when that's released. So in this box you want to be typing in the text you want to display, and you can select the colour of the text as well as the opacity. If you want to apply a gradient to your text colour, then you can set that here and here for a text background. And finally, here is where you can select the text alignment, and if you want to use some custom text extents, but the majority of users probably won't need to be touching that. Just as with your overlay image, you can now drag your text around the screen and position it exactly where you want it to be positioned. Just make sure again that it is in the right layer. It should be above your overlay if you're wanting the text to appear above an overlay. Now, although I've just created that text for my webcam overlay, I actually have already created something in Photoshop which also has the YouTube logo. So I'm going to add it back as an image, and I'd recommend doing the same. The text in OBS is decent and you have a lot of customization, but you don't have the same level that you would in Photoshop. And since you can set the stream up exactly as you want to, create something that looks appealing in Photoshop and then just import it as an image into OBS. So the final thing that we're going to be going through in this video is adding a webcam to your stream. So to add a webcam, you want to press the plus icon and then go to Video Capture Device. Select your webcam from the device list, make sure it's all plugged in via USB and all that kind of stuff. Here you can see I've added my webcam. So deactivate will disable the device, so it will disable the webcam in this case. Configure video, this opens up the device settings, so when you first installed your webcam to your computer, you will have probably installed some kind of software. If it's Logitech, then there's some Logitech software, and it enables you to make some changes to the settings of the webcam. Configure crossbar, this is really just an advanced option for people that are using capture cards, because this is also how you would set up a capture card through Video Capture Device, so you don't need to worry about that for a webcam. Resolution and FPS type, this just enables us to directly configure the device's resolution and FPS. So if you want to play around with custom resolution or different FPS, then this is where you would do that. Everything else really can just be left on its default. Most of them are for people that are trying to configure their capture card and want some more advanced settings. Finally, we want to play around with the scale and the position and the cropping of the webcam to make sure it fits into our nice little overlay. Remember the trick that I told you about holding down Alt so that you can crop the sides of the webcam. And finally, you want to make sure that you're positioning this below the overlay but above your window. That's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully by now you have a screen set up with a game, overlay, webcam and some text. We're going to be doing more advanced guides on adding sources like your music triggers, your Twitch alerts, Twitch chat, things like that in specific videos coming up on the Gaming Careers YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I have a good question of the day today. It's going to be, which method of capturing your game did you end up using, and what game were you trying to capture? So was it game capture, window capture, or display capture? If you can leave that down in the comments, it's going to be super helpful for people that stumble across this video and are looking to stream the same game that you are and have struggled with maybe one of the options, and can read in the comments how you captured that specific game. So for me, I'm going to say Overwatch, and I used game capture. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed this video and watched it till this point, please do give it a thumbs up. That really does help us grow, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Welcome back to the Alpha Gaming channel. My name is Harris Heller. I am your stream doctor, and today I'm here from the stream setup. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I have a lot of questions asked of me in the Discord, and I wanted to take 50 of them and answer them and see if I can do it in less than 10 minutes. So let's just start. Should I get an XLR mic or a USB mic? Look, the Blue Yeti is a great microphone, and I would absolutely recommend anyone pick that up. Unfortunately, USB mics don't offer a lot of control, so if you're looking to adjust the compression or EQ or, maybe an effect or two, you're going to want an XLR mic. Should I get a custom overlay? Not first. That takes time and money. Get yourself a camera, a mic, lights, and then an overlay in that order. Where is the best place to mount my webcam to my screen? I don't like the top mounted webcam look where everybody's looking at your forehead. If you can pick up a cheap webcam clamp from Amazon, clamp it to the side of your monitor. People are always just going to feel more comfortable if they're on the same eye level as you. How can I improve filling the silence in my stream? Talk to the chat as much as possible. Play with friends that you're talking to a lot. Add music in the background quietly, but enough to fill the silence. Should I use a green screen? That kind of depends on where you're streaming. If you're streaming from a closet or want to use some really cool green screen effects, use a green screen. Just don't use a green screen because it's easier. At what point is it a good choice to ban someone from the chat? Banning people can bring a negative aspect to your chat, especially if they feel like they're walking on eggshells. Laugh at the trolls, be a bigger person than them. If that person is bringing the quality of your chat down, is harming the experience for everyone else in chat, and you've given them a warning, ban them. How can I get copyright-free music so my VODs don't get muted? Don't worry about it. Nobody watches VODs when you're brand new on Twitch. Sacrificing some of the audio for your VOD to make your live stream more entertaining, absolutely worth it. How do I set up a custom transition? In OBS to the right of your mixer, you'll see a scene transitions area. Hit the plus button, add a new stinger transition, set your transaction point to be a place where the entire screen is taken up by your transition, and it also recommends setting your audio fade style to crossfade. That way your voice doesn't fade in and out while you're doing transitions. How do I use your Charmander sub alert for a follow alert instead? Download the original WebM and MP3 file from the Discord, upload it to a new